If you're always unsure and overwhelmed about what brushes to use on each makeup step, I'm gonna help you out right now. I'm gonna run you through all the brushes that I use on each makeup step and tell you why I use those specifically. But please remember that there are always more than one option for each step. This is going to be what I personally prefer, so let's just get into it. Before doing any makeup, I'm gonna do some SPF. If you're leaving house, this is what you want to do before even picking up a brush, okay? Using the Haro Wonder Black Rice sunscreen. I absolutely love this one because I think it has the perfect consistency for an SPF. It's dewy but not greasy at all, and it has a consistency very similar to a primer as well, so it goes so well under makeup. So the first step for me is going to be the foundation or skin tint. And what they usually tell you is to use a dense compact brush for this kind of product. I don't like to use those. Actually, I think it's so much better to use something like this, like a fluffy brush, something that you would use maybe for powders, but for your foundation, trust me, this is going to give you the most natural skin looking finish. This for me is the key. I'm enjoying particularly this dual brush from Sculpt by Amy and this one that it's a little bit, it has this kind of shape because I believe this is for contour maybe or blush, but I use it for foundation. And this one's from, I think, BK Beauty, but it's gone. The BK Beauty brushes, they are super high quality. Usually I very much prefer a brush that it's not dual ended because storing these, they are kind of like a pain in the ass, to be fair. For traveling, they're amazing because you just put them in a bag and you have 2 in 1. But if you just want to store them at home, storing them in a cup like this, I mean, you see why it's not great, right? So that's why I very much prefer normal ones like this. I use a bunch of brushes from this brand and they are insane. Like the quality is so good. Good brushes do make a difference, like do make a difference sometimes. Sometimes not, but yeah. I'm going to be applying this foundation. This one's from Sculpt by Amy. I absolutely love it. This is another shade though. Like I've been trying a darker shade, but I'm kind of in between seasons right now. So I got a lighter shade and I think it's a beautiful match. Can you see why I say a fluffy brush is kind of the best tool that you can use for your foundation? Obviously this foundation really helps with the skin finish because it is really good, but this literally works with any foundation, okay? And I literally use this brush for every foundation. I don't care if it's full coverage, skin tint, it's just my skin, but better. You don't use a high quality brush, the bristles can leave streaks, is that how they call? Like lines, you know what I mean, right? But with this one, you see absolutely nothing. Also, the shade match of this foundation, it's crazy. It's so good. Let's go in with my next step, which is going to be bronzer or contour. I'm going to be using this Miss Sauda contour stick. I recently tried this and I think the shade is 101 Light. Such a pretty neutral. It feels like butter, honestly. But this is not the point. Let me contradict myself for just a second, because my favorite bronzer contour brush is this. This brush comes from a non-branded kit that my boyfriend gifted me when I started doing videos on the internet. So like almost 5 years ago now. Is literally the first makeup brush kit that I had. I don't know how much it costed because I didn't get it, but the quality of them is not insane. Like they're super light and like whatever, but it has lasted this long and I've used it every single day. So it has no brand, but what I love about this one is the shape. So I want you to take a close look to the shape, all right? I don't know if this is done on purpose, but it's not symmetrical, as you can see. Probably is. Probably is done on purpose. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not symmetrical. It has like this angle like this and also this angle like this. And I've never seen something like that, okay? But this blends my contour bronzers like no other, honestly. I'm really sad to be promoting this because I have no link for this specific one, but I'm gonna give you an alternative that I've also been using a lot, pretty similar, and it's actually the closest thing that I found, and it's the Fenty Beauty 125 face brush, and this is meant for bronzer and that as well. In terms of shape, it's pretty gross, so don't mind that. It isn't holding the shape as it should because it's very used. As you can see, it's kind of similar. So this is the one that you can actually get instead of this one. But I just wanted to show you why, if you find something similar to this, like, I highly recommend, because this just works so well. I've told you, like, it has no brand. I have no idea where this is from, but it just works like wonders. Like, look at that. One more time. Yeah, absolutely. Just going back in with a foundation brush to clean this up just a bit. Also something important about this is how big or small it is. You want a nice medium size that just hugs your cheek, but doesn't go too far away, because otherwise you'll end up blending out your contour or bronzer way too far from where you want it. Size is really important. You want a nice medium size, something that hugs your cheek but doesn't go overboard. Let's go apply some blush. For this, I'm going to come back to the BK Beauty brushes. This is the 109 for any cream to liquid blush. This one I love. It hugs your cheek. This is the one. This shape, so interesting, and I love it. It hugs your cheek perfectly, doesn't go below the cheek. It's just perfection. The angle of it is just perfect. The size of it is just perfect for the blush. Like, look at that. It's not too big. It's just the perfect size and perfect shape. So I'm gonna use this Armani blush. This is a new shade that I just got. Look how well it's blending. And again, the high quality of the brushes makes it so easy because it doesn't leave any strokes or anything. Also, I love this blush. Okay, this is shade 42S. With the blush application, you have to be very intentional. So this brush really allows you to be really precise, but also blend it perfectly, and it's so fast and easy. Like, when you mix good products with good brushes, your makeup becomes so much easier suddenly. If you're always running around and have to do just a little bit of makeup, a quick makeup in the morning, I think investing in a routine is gonna save you time and peace of mind, which is the most important thing. This brush. Now I go in with my concealer. I use this to spot conceal and obviously do my under eyes. I always do concealer after blush because the blush helps me color correct, and then I have to use less of the concealer, so less chances of creasing and caking it. But I'm not gonna focus on that today because we're doing brushes. If you want actual makeup tips, I'm gonna leave some links to those at the end of this video. I actually use a foundation brush for my concealer. Here's why. I specifically use this one from Hourglass. This one is meant to be for foundation, as I said, but I think the size of it is perfect for the concealer. I also have the concealer brush from Hourglass, which I do like. I don't know if I have it here. Yes. This one. I do actually love this. I want to blend something really tiny area, like just here, and I don't want to drag my concealer all over. But I just find faster to use something of this size, and I just love both of these because they are really dense. So while the foundation brush, I like it to be really fluffy to give me a thin layer of my foundation, I want my concealer to stay in the position that I put it on. So for that, I'm going to use a denser brush. When you use a denser brush, you're able to get the product on its place and not move around too much and keep the coverage, which is something that I want with my concealer, but not with my foundation. A fluffy brush gives you a thin natural layer. Dense brush gives you precision and higher coverage. I'm gonna first blend by tapping, and I tap because we already have product underneath, and if I swipe, I run the risk of moving everything around and all the coverage that we want is going to go away. Tapping is the way to go. I would suggest to do the same thing on the under eye. You can do really small tapping motions while drying your brush out. You can see I'm really keeping the coverage by using this brush, and while this brush size, it's actually pretty good, to be fair. I just want to do things quicker, so I use a bigger one, and while I blend the concealer, also blend it with my blush. This is more your preference, but these type of brushes like this from Hourglass are the GOAT. I'm gonna set now using my usual YSL and this brush. This is the Morphe V111. I love it because it's a small, medium, fluffy brush. I very much prefer using of this size rather than a really big fluffy brush. Of course, if you're gonna set your whole face, you can go with a really big fluffy brush. But since I'm going to set my under eye at smaller areas of my face, I find this so much better. What I'm gonna do is grab some powder, get a nice even layer, and see how this just fits so perfectly under my eyes. That's what you want. This is going to help deposit the right amount of powder in the right place, just where you want it. If I'm planning on setting more than just my T-zone, which is what I usually do, but if I'm planning to, I like this size as well. This is from Morphe as well. This is the MV106. As you can see, it's just a little bit bigger, but if I want to set here, underneath here, or my forehead, I don't really switch in between. It just depends on the day and my preference, you know. But if you want something a little bit bigger, I really recommend this because they are the right amount of fluffy and the quality is really, really good. Morphe really makes really great brushes. You can still manage to do your under eye with this one, but I still think it's a little bit too big for my liking. See how differently they fit? Like this one is just more precise in there, and this one goes a little bit all over, so you run the risk of not setting properly this area. So I will always choose this one first. Now this is what I would stop for my day-to-day, but I need to show you what brushes to use for powder bronzer and powder blush. Grab your favorite bronzer, powder bronzer. Mine is the Hourglass Ambient Palette. These powders are just the best, and they're kind of luminous, so they don't really feel like powders. My favorite one for a seamless application is going to be one that's really, really fluffy, something that's not going to deposit too much product. If you use something like this for the cream blush that I use, this is not going to work. You're gonna end up with a full patch of powder bronzer that you're not gonna be able to blend out, and you obviously don't want that. I feel like powders are the most difficult makeup product to use because they don't blend like a cream. You need a really big fluffy brush. Okay, this one's from Hourglass. I don't think it really has a number, but I'll try to link this below, well, as well as all the rest as well. You want to really coat it really well, really tap the excess. You can even tap the excess on the back of your hand to just don't go in with a lot of product and get that patch, okay? No, please. And you want to be really, really gentle, really light swipes, and keep building that bronzer really slowly. There's no need for you to put a lot of product in there because you're not gonna be able to blend it. It's about having the product already blended into the brush, and then you're just depositing it, okay? Just applying it to your face, but it's kind of already blended in brush. You know what I mean? I'm running through my eye to give it a little more cohesion with the rest of the makeup. If you treat powders nicely, they're gonna treat you nicely back. And for blush, I'm not really picky with which brush to use with my powder blushes, but they have to have this kind of shape. And this is what I mean. This is literally the one that I just showed you for the powder, for the loose powder, but this is the shape that I like for a powder blush. It is a fluffy one, so that's gonna mean you're not gonna deposit a patch of powder on your cheek. As you can see, they are really similar in shape, but this one's a little bit smaller than this one. So this is going to be more your preference. Honestly, any fluffy brush that is kind of medium sized, you can use for powder blush. I'm gonna use this one, this bigger one. This one's from Sosu Cosmetics and is the SF04. Just tapping on my blush and tapping the excess away, and then tap, okay? Once you feel like you've put a little bit of the product, then you can really lightly swipe. But mostly I'd say tap. Okay, I'm gonna throw in here an extra one that it's been a while since I've done this step, but I feel like it's coming back. And that's gonna be, oh my god, and that's gonna be powder highlighter. Hear me out. I know we haven't done this since 2016, but next year is 2026. And I mean, I'm assuming you're a little bit into the beauty space, so you know, Kylie came back with the OG lip kits, and she also dropped a loose powder highlighter, which is very much from that era, but I do feel like it's gonna come back. This highlighter came with this brush, which, not gonna lie, I'm really liking it for this product. But before this, my favorite one was the Rare Beauty highlighter brush. This has really long bristles and is really fluffy, so it kind of deposits the product really lightly, okay? And that's what you want with a highlighter like this. So I'm gonna use it for this one. Oh, look at that. I'm really liking this highlighter because it's a little bit nostalgic, like 2016 kind of highlighter, but not that crazy. It is a little bit more natural looking, which I do appreciate, not gonna lie. And then it doesn't leave any cast, it doesn't leave any shadow when you turn your head, when the light isn't hitting there, so I really like it. And as you can see, this brush, it just applies it so beautifully. So those were all the base makeup brushes that I wanted to talk about. So if you were thinking of starting doing your makeup with better tools, this is your sign. I'm gonna try and find all the links for all the brushes I talked about, and I will leave them below in the description. If you want any alternatives to these brushes, because you can find them or whatever, let me know, because there are a lot more brushes that I do love. But yeah, I wanted to keep it simple and show you what I actually do use in my day-to-day. Hope you enjoyed and hope this was useful. If you want to learn how to actually apply your makeup using these brushes that I showed you, I have a video literally about that, so you can find it now at the end of the video, or I'll link it down below as well so you can find it easily. If you have any questions, let me know, and subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, I hope you have the most beautiful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.